Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is August the 4th, 2020. Strong hand, long-term thinking, buy and hold. This game is not rigged. Golden age of the 2020s, holder of last resort, be a unique beast. We're one day closer to an all-time high. I am still offended by selling. You're going to get no fancy sets or graphics here, just insider information, baby. Stuff you can use. You're going to get smarter. You're going to get smart. All right. Enough of that. Hey, dudes, if you got questions, I have answers. Type in BitcoinMeister, do a super chat. And hello, my elite friends. How are you doing tonight? Tonight? No, it's this afternoon here, and I'm going to go running soon. So let me say one thing. Newbies are on the way. Watch yesterday's show. It's linked to below. And they're going to be hearing about DeFi, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and you better believe it. In the land of Coinbase, when they land there, it's going to be unit bias again. Well, I've heard about this Ethereum thing. I've heard about this Bitcoin thing. This Ethereum's a lot cheaper. And yeah, sure it is. What, $400 to $11,000? But again, they don't understand you can buy a fraction, et cetera, et cetera. They don't know what the real thing is. So we could see there could be a considerable amount of people, a substantial amount of people that just buy Ethereum because they thought it was cheaper. So be ready for that. I was thinking about that. Ethereum newbies, because this time around it's a lot easier to buy a Ethereum than last time around. Now, for your fiat, for you fiat freaks. All right, moving on to sticking with the Ethereum topic. Excuse me. There's some people out there. They love authority. They need some sort of authority. And so I've mentioned this before with Vitalik and Ethereum. Vitalik Buterin is the founder of Ethereum, and he is the authority over there. People like it. It's reassuring to people. I mean, people are raised in an environment where there's the president. Everyone respects the president. Everyone respects the teacher. People are put on pedestals and worshipped, and people defer their decision making to others. They can't control their own lives. They do not understand what true freedom is. Now, there's a spectrum there. I mean, some people are more free than others. Some people only defer to authority on certain occasions. But they are people that like Ethereum because they can point to the leader. They can say, well, he can change, he can tinker with the policy. The policy is not set in stone. We need a philosopher king who can rule. And it made me wonder, and that's fine. If people like that, if they don't want to play where the big boys play in Bitcoin and they want a leader, well, they'll get that. And if they don't want everything set in stone, well, that's Ethereum. They're changing their monetary policy right now. But what I wonder is if in the realm of Bitcoin fans and in the realm of Ethereum fans, are there more anti-lockdown people in Bitcoin than Ethereum? Because you would suspect that if people in Bitcoin, we don't want authority. We don't want authority telling us what to do or changing things. But in Ethereum, they do. So it does make me. Now, there are plenty of people in Bitcoin, sadly, that have gone along with whatever the leaders say. Whatever the leaders say, they are correct, and it's been shocking. It's been shocking. But I would think there are more people in Ethereum that want decisions made for them, and thus are more likely and are into social justice. And Ethereum's kind of got a little theme to it sometimes. The Silicon Valley people, they like social justice and stuff. So I wonder if that in the real world, if that means more people, if Ethereum people are more likely to go with the flow what's been going on in current events, and they think they worry about more what's best for the state than what's best for the individual. There are less of individuals there in Ethereum. But I don't want to accuse anyone of anything here. Just it was a thought. I was thinking about this the other day because I did mention Ethereum yesterday in a positive light, actually, and some people were surprised. And now I'm thinking about it more. All right, dudes, pound that like button. Follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TECHBALT. You get a new freaking show every day. That is conviction. That is the strong hand that you see on this shirt. Yeah, you can get shirts like this linked to below. Now, I want to talk about someone that I've mentioned this a few times now when I was on the Bitcoin Magazine show, and I see we have a question. I'll get to that in a second. When I was on the Bitcoin Magazine show, which some of you have listened to on my podcast at sportsmeister.com, some of you had watched it at disruptmeister.com. But Christian brought a lot of people together that I had really not encountered before. And some of them have already, Alessandro has appeared on the show now. And Miss Hoddle has appeared on my show now. I met them during that show. And Brandon, I met. Someone that I met on that show is Ria. And Ria hasn't been on the show. Ria works for Fidelity. And she's the person who put together who wrote this excellent report that I'm going to talk about now. That I think if you're a fan of the 21 million Bitcoin limit, that it's set in stone, you're going to love this Bitcoin investment thesis, an aspirational store of value by Ria. I can't pronounce her name. Butoria. Director of research over there. So she's very smart. She reminds me of when I met in 2017 when I first had Nick Carter on my show. She reminds me of Nick Carter, and she actually spoke to Nick Carter for this report. He gave her some information, I guess. Now, so this report basically is she talked to a bunch of smart people who explain why they invest in Bitcoin. And so she sums it up very nicely. And I assume that Fidelity is going to use this report to convince their current customers to become larger Fidelity customers with Bitcoin allocations through Fidelity, okay? And it serves that purpose. You can tell it's going to convince people who are already long-term thinkers into long-term investments that they can be comfortable with Bitcoin as a long-term investment. And scarcity, it's all about scarcity, set supply and scarcity. That's why I got into Bitcoin. I mean, I loved it. Well, I love technology also, and I thought, well, this is it. This is internet money that's scarce. There's only going to be 21 million of it, and you can't fake it, you can't forge it. Security Truth Machine. No, I didn't come up with that. That's what's his face, Dan Tapiero. But you get the, and I love it. Aspirational store of value. I don't know if she came up with that or not, but we all recognize that it is a store of value, and at the same time we're so early on that we know that it's going to be even a better store of value, or it hasn't attained all of its value yet. How about that? That's the aspirational aspect of it. So she said, many investors consider Bitcoin to be an aspirational store of value in that it has properties of a store of value, but is yet to be widely accepted as such. Okay, I should have said that. She said it a lot better than I. The silver lining of Bitcoin's volatility. This is a summary. Okay, you should read the whole thing. But the silver lining of Bitcoin's volatility, at least in the early days, is that it is a catalyst that attracts attention, development, and innovation. I thought that was a really good way of framing. Because a lot of people try to say that Bitcoin's volatility scares people away, but in fact, it is a catalyst that attracts attention. So it's a marketing tool for Bitcoin, and it does spur development and innovation also. Now, scarcity is the key characteristic cited in reference to a good store of value, as it is essential for protecting against the depreciation of real value in the long run. one of Bitcoin's most novel innovations is its unforgeable digital scarcity. Guys, don't complexity worship your lives away. This is it. It's people want Bitcoin to do every single little thing on earth. They say, well, Ethereum can do this one can do this one can do that. No, the bottom line is quite simple. It's quite simple. Its innovation is unforgeable digital scarcity. Pound that like button. Repeat it. Scarcity, scarcity, scarcity. Location, location, location. In real estate, with Bitcoin, it is scarcity, scarcity, scarcity. I just made that up. I got to remember that. Someone remember that. Make a clip of that. That was good. All right. So Bitcoin scarcity was coded into, and value your Bitcoin over your real estate, of course, especially now when the government says has totally devalued rental real estate, when the renters don't have to pay rent anymore. Is that fascism or what? Picking and choosing industries that real estate is going to be a loser industry now, because now renters don't have to pay rent. That's fascism. All right, going back to this, they can't change Bitcoin though. Bitcoin scarcity was coded into the protocol when it was created. The independence of the monetary policy is enforced by the decentralized network of computers supporting network and proof of work. So there you go. It's not Vitalik doing the doing the monetary policy. It's the decentralized network of computers supporting the network and proof of work. All right, and it's again, it's coded into the protocol, and scarcity, baby, scarcity, scarcity, scarcity. Your piece of the monetary pie, this is me, your piece of the monetary pie does not decrease in Bitcoin. Well, it does in fiat. So if you're saving in fiat, if you're saving in dollar, your piece of all the dollars out there, your percentage of dollars, it's going down, okay, because they keep on printing more and more. With Bitcoin, it's actually going up because people lose their Bitcoin, all right? So people always say, well, you could break it down into Satoshis. Dude, that's just a mind game right there. There's still only going to be 21 million of it. You still own the same percentage of the 21 million that you did before, no matter if you listed in Satoshis, you listed in whatever, all right? Now, we will go to, finally, a quote from Satoshi Nakamoto that is in the report. The nature of Bitcoin is such that once version 0.1 was released, the core design was set in stone for the rest of its lifetime. Now, so for some people, that's very scary, okay? They want a philosopher king that can change. We were talking about that beforehand. That can change the nature of Bitcoin. All right, its core design was set in stone for the rest of its lifetime. Okay, and for long-term thinkers, that is not scary. That is so awesome. Okay, you can plan your long-term monetary situation around that. It's not changing. Okay, that assurance is so awesome. You know exactly what you're getting. You know that here in 2020, you're getting what you're getting. It's going to be in 2040. It's going to be the same exact thing. Vitalik isn't going to change it. There's not going to be a whim, a political whim to change things. Some people, again, they don't like things being set in stone. They don't. They want someone else. They're not confident in their own selves, where they're like, okay, I'm sticking with this policy. That's it. All right. They want someone to change it for them. They want there to be some leeway. There is no leeway in Bitcoin. It's set in freaking stone. That is freaking awesome. That is why I got into this darn thing. And this report, if you have that similar mindset to me, you'll enjoy this report. All right. Good job, Bria. Very good report. She's an up and comer on the Bitcoin scene. And I guess that's why Fidelity hired her. They are, they got a lot of money, and may they get even more into Bitcoin. All right, defiance over compliance. Let's go to the questions here. I see UK BitcoinMeisters in the house. Quickly, I want to make sure I don't miss anything here. And I'm only answering the ones where I can. You do BitcoinMeister or do a super chat. I keep hearing about wrapped Bitcoin on Ethereum. Why would anyone take the most secure digital asset in history by 1,000 miles and tie it up on Ethereum's poor security model? Dude, I do not get it either. You're like, okay, Here's my Bitcoin. I now have an IOU on Ethereum. You traded your Bitcoin for an IOU. What are you doing, man? What are you forgetting? And it's got something to do with DeFi. It's gambling, dude. Brian, it was Brian. I always pronounce his name wrong. Jacuto. Brian Jacuto said that, and that was a very good comment there. And hey, it's sad. It's really sad, but it'll probably help us holders once some of these IOUs are not returned. Oh man, it's very unfortunate. I don't know why you want to play in the DeFi game that much that you give up your precious Bitcoin for an IOU. Okay, that's it. I've said it before. Let people financially innovate. I guess that's an innovation. For me, it's gambling. I don't want to play that game. Adam, have you read the book of Satoshi? No, I have not. John, no, I have not. I don't. I read fiction books now. I recommend. I'm still on the Zen motorcycle book, whatever that. I forget what the name of the book I'm reading is called. It's a good book though. Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. Is that what it's called? I know it was written in 1974. That's all I can remember about. It's good. It's a good book. Good book. And I will give a report on that on the Beyond Bitcoin show on a Saturday in the future. Make sure you subscribe to the backup channel. It is linked to below if you'd like all sorts of beyond Bitcoin type of topics. You never know when you're going to get a book review from me. Ooh, not bad on the last name pronunciation, Brian said. Okay, I tried my best, man. For a guy with a Baltimore accent, it's pretty good. Baltimore accent people can't do much better than that. Ooh, yeah. Okay, moving on. Remember, type in BitcoinMeister, do a super chat if you have questions. Tom Emmer, the congressman from Minnesota. As we know, Minnesota can have some really freaky Congress people, and then and then they have some really freaky citizens too. Apparently, we don't need police anymore. Okay, well that's for Beyond Bitcoin. But Tom Emmer, definitely not like that one Congress woman. He's the opposite of her. And he's been talking about Bitcoin for quite some time now, at least since 2018. And I'm not one to put anyone on a pedestal. I'm not one to enjoy the government very much. But I got to say, he's stuck with it. He's had the conviction with Bitcoin. And it's clear that in Congress, he is the biggest fan of Bitcoin. And it's good to have fans. It's good to have fans of Bitcoin everywhere. And he does. So he was just on the Pomp show. There's an article here. Bitcoin ain't going anywhere. Okay. If Bitcoin ain't going away, it's going to get stronger, says the U.S. Congressman Tom Emmer. I agree that this is for all you freaks out, you FUD freaks out there that like to say they're going to make a Bitcoin illegal. Well, first of all, the banks can now store it. All right, that's gone away. Once that's happened, they're not all of a sudden going to make it the government isn't going to make it illegal all of a sudden. And you got this huge voice there. He understands Bitcoin. He loves the decentralized aspects of it. He's no fan of centralized money, which is very interesting since he's a congressperson and the U.S. dollar is his money, but he's a good guy to have there. Definitely an interesting voice in Congress, and he's no fiat freak. Which is, in the end of the day, it's kind of surprising because it seems like most of the dudes over there want to protect the U.S. dollar at all costs and become paranoid about it. He's got an open mind, so good for him to continue to speak his mind and to appear on a Bitcoin show. I mean, this is good. So for you FUD freaks out there that think we're one step closer to the government, the United States government making Bitcoin illegal, this is just another example. We're one step further away from that, dudes. All right. So yeah, Tom Emmer, keep on doing what you're doing, and solve the crypto dividend tax reporting situation, which is something that you have also tried to work on in the recent past. Remember, This Week in Bitcoin was great. Alex Svetsky, Phil Geiger, and Neil Woodfine were on. And they even talked about, Alex even talked about Fight Club. So that was good. Dan Tapiero, I mentioned him before. I see we have another question I'll get to in a second. He quoted a guy at some DeFi organization in his tweet. Sorry, I didn't get the guy's name. It's linked to below though. And I liked what this DeFi person had to say. One of the original sins of the internet is that it never solved money. Our global financial system hasn't monetized alongside the internet over the past 30 years. So you have to say that the internet has revolutionized retail shopping. It's revolutionized communication. It's revolutionized news distribution. So many things it's changed. But we have not had internet money. It did not, I mean, you can say it solved all of those issues. I mean, it innovated, it revolutionized all of those industries, all of those aspects of our lives, okay? The way we interact socially, it totally changed. But it did not change money. That was one thing that it has not done. So it's kind of cool that we're living in a time when the internet has changed so many things. It hadn't changed money yet until Bitcoin came along. All right, now is the time. Now is the golden age. True, Bitcoin is true internet money. Okay, and yes, it's amazing that the internet is still developing and still has huge potential, and Bitcoin is part of that, and that's awesome. And hey, yeah, if you think you can solve money with DeFi, then go ahead and try. Compete, don't complain. That's fine. That's internet, some sort of internet money also. So is Ethereum, sort of, okay? There's many different ways of it. There's innovation going on. There's true financial innovation going on with the internet now. You could say PayPal was, but that was sticking with the way. It didn't totally revolutionize everything, okay? It stuck with the traditional banking system. We're talking about a whole new alternative financial system. All right, so that is all, just like social media was a whole new alternative social system. Okay, you couldn't have pictured social media in 1990. Okay, 30 years. They talk about 30 years ago. All right, so Bitcoin, awesome. It solves one of the original sins of the internet. There, okay, it's solving money. It is solving money. So good job. Speaking of DeFi freaks, in Chicago, they actually have a DeFi alliance. I mean, it just shows that things are getting frothy. There's now an accelerator exclusively for DeFi startups. Okay, compete, don't complain. Rolando Tech says, BitcoinMeister, some inside info on Beirut. There was a tremendous explosion in Beirut. I had no inside information on it. I assume that they were storing weapons or something very explosive in a very improper way, and maybe somebody bombed it, and it just created a tremendous explosion. So it looks like they were not storing other bombs correctly. I mean, that's what it looked like. It's free, and you know that they have skirmishes there all the time in Lebanon. So maybe one side shot the other side, or maybe there was just a total mistake, a total storage mess up there. Okay, so my lord, it looks scary as anything though. The video that's coming out of Beirut right now. All right, next, now we're almost over here. If you last chance for questions, going once, going twice, almost sold here. Apparently, the government can destroy. This is a tweet from Pierre Rochard. A Francophile speaking about Lebanon. They speak French there. They at one time spoke French there. Apparently, the government can destroy your business if it is too successful or if there is a viral panic. Might be a good time to sell some equity or issue dividends and accumulate Bitcoin. Permissionless, seizure resistant, censorship resistant, and scarce digital money. There we go with that scarcity again. Pierre knows about it, but Pierre's point about the government can destroy your business if it's too successful. I mean, that's what the government wants to do with Facebook and with all the big social media people right now. And of course, if there's a viral panic, we're definitely seeing that right now. Government is picking losers and winners and losers, saying what can be shut down. This is why Bitcoin is an insurance. If you're a businessman and you're playing in this realm, in this fascist realm where the United States government can pick winners and losers now, you should have Bitcoin as an insurance because they can't change that, and it is insurance against such unfortunate situations brought on by government. All right, that's it, dudes. I'm Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Check out the links below. Pound that like button and bang that bell button, and I will say hi to you dudes in the chat right now. Thank you all. New show every day.